Hello, friends. Like many of you, I'm learning or trying to learn some new technology skills. So this week, I'm recording my own conversation or message to the congregation, and then Robbie will help me learn how to upload it onto our YouTube channel. So wish me luck. I know that many of you have valiantly worked to learn technology, including Zoom, which is what I'm using now. And it's a steep learning curve for some of us, but we're discovering we can really stay connected, and I'm grateful. I've been thinking a lot during the past weeks about what are some of the new practices that I've adopted during the shelter in place, and which of those practices I might want to continue after we are able to move about more freely. And I think as we consider our church's ministry as a community, we might also ask the same question: what are some new practices we've learned, and what might we want to continue? And then on the other side of that is the question: what are some practices that we have stopped because of shelter in place, and are there any of those practices that we would like to not resume when we move about more freely? So one practice that Jan R. and I have started that comes out of both of our families' histories is she and I have started for the first time in our 30 plus years together, every morning reading the Upper Room as our devotion. We've done morning devotionals for a long time, but now we're using the Upper Room. And this has a real meaning for both of us because both of our grandparents, her paternal grandmother and my maternal grandparents, used to do this. And so we have memories from our childhood of the Upper Room and early morning coffee. And this has been a practice that I believe we will continue when shelter in place begins to ease up. I know that our church will also continue some of our online presence, because what we've realized is that for a surprising number of people, access to Bible study and to worship and to meetings online has broadened our participation. People who can't drive or don't want to drive at night are able to participate. People who don't live close enough to drive to church or find it difficult to physically maneuver on our large church campus, they have really enjoyed being able to participate in worship online. So even after we are gathered for corporate worship in the sanctuary, which may be some time, I believe we will have some kind of online worship and probably some kind of online study opportunities as well. So these are some practices we'll continue. Another question that I invite you to think about is, what are you learning about yourself, and what are you learning about your relationship with God during this time of shelter in place? Well, I do not subscribe to the theory that God causes everything for a reason. In other words, I don't think that God caused this coronavirus, this world pandemic. I do believe that out of every experience, it's possible to grow spiritually. And so the question is, how is that happening for you? And I think very soon we'll have a couple of opportunities for some of us to talk informally about how this shelter in place has enriched or changed or challenged our spiritual lives. So I think as we reflect individually about some of these questions, we will be helped in the sort of visioning or strategic planning process that our church is going to resume. And we'll resume that process some way or other, even while we're still sheltering in place. So this week, I'd just like to invite you to think about those questions. What's a practice that you started that you'd like to continue? What's a practice that you stopped that you would like to not resume when shelter in place is over? What are you learning about yourself? And spiritually, how is this experience right now impacting your relationship with God and perhaps your relationship with the church too. So I look forward to opportunities to exploring these questions more. I look forward to posting a simple few-minute conversation each week because it really helps me a lot to be in touch with you. And I invite you to respond. So this is not a one-way conversation. You can send me an email, call me on the phone, and we can have some further conversation about some of these ideas. Thanks a lot. I hope to see you on Sunday for our worship service. It's Mother's Day, and I've picked a somewhat unfamiliar story of a mother. Her name is Hagar, and her story is found in Genesis 16 and 21. So look forward to seeing you this Sunday. Bye for now.